scholars. This is Mr. Volcano welcoming you to the Maths e-learning class. Let's enjoy the ride and have fun. Set before you are the class rules. Make sure you are seated at your designated study area. Get your learning materials ready and get your water bottle handy. Now, our class quote of the day. If people do not it's simple. It is only because they do not realize how complicated life is. If people do not believe that maths is simple, it is only because they do not realize how complicated life is. You can say that to yourself at home. Now let's have a little fun as we move on into the class.
Jack Carson! Kids Music Channel!
Shake it loose, reach it up, stretch it out. Let's go! Work out and count, bend it down, cross it over, flex it out. Let's go! Work out and count. Let's stretch out, arms right now. Count by fives, work out and count. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Let's stretch out, arms left now. Count by fives from 55, work out and count. 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100. Let's do cha-cha-cha, stretch and clap now. Count by twos, work out and count. 2, 4, cha-cha-cha, 6, 8, cha-cha-cha, 10, 12, cha-cha-cha, 14, 16, cha-cha-cha, 18, 20, cha-cha-cha. Let's do arm circles, forward and backward now. Count by tens, work out and count. Forward 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, backward 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Shake it loose, reach it.
Wow, that was awesome. I'm already sweating. But now let's go to the keyword of the class. We need to move on. Now this keyword is coming on the screen. What do you think the topic is? What do you think the topic is trying to talk about? Skip counts, repeated addition, times, places, products, and by. Now let's see what the topic is about. Multiplication of numbers. Multiplication of numbers. Now what's about multiplication of numbers we need to see? Now let's have a little thing here. Can you read this out loud to an adult beside you? Can you? Okay. 4 sets of 2 each. 2, 2, 2, 2. Now let's have what we're trying to talk about here. 3 sets of 4 each. Now it's like repeating a number of same sets. Repeating it or saying it repeatedly. Now, what is multiplication? Multiplication is one of the 4 arithmetic operations of mathematics. Or, the other ones are, do you know addition? Subtraction? Do you know division? Do you know multiplication means repeated addition? Do you know multiplication can actually be represented by the cross sign or the inverted comma sign? Now let's watch a little video on multiplication.
In this video, we're going to take a look at how at MathTA, we've created the fastest, easiest, and most efficient way for students to learn their multiplication tables. So right off the bat, from 1 times 1 to 12 times 12, that's a total of 144 multiplication tables. That's a whole lot of things to remember. However, we've created a method where if you just know 6 rules, just 6 rules, you can go from 144 down to only 24 remaining. That's right, from just 6 rules, we go from 144 math facts down to 24. How is that possible? Well, let's take a look. So we begin with the easiest multiplication rule to remember, which is multiplying anything times the number 1. Anything times the number 1 is that number. 1 times 1 is 1, 2 times 1 is 2, 3 times 1 is 3, etc. Well, you also know the reverse. You also know 1 times 2, 1 times 3, 1 times 4. So from that one simple rule, you actually know 23 math facts. Next rule is multiplying times 10. When it comes to the rule of multiplying times 10, 0 is the hero. You take the number you start with and you add a 0. 2 times 10 is a 2 with an added 0. 3 times 10 is 3 with an added 0, etc. You also know the reverse. You also know 10 times 2, 10 times 3, 10 times 4. So now, from those 2 simple rules, you now have learned 44 multiplication tables. And now you have 100 remaining. Here's the third easiest rule. Multiplying times 11. 11 times a single digit, that digit just duplicates itself. What does that mean? It means 2 times 11 is 22. 3 times 11 is 33. 4 times 11 is 44. 5 times 11, etc. You also know the reverse. 11 times 2, 11 times 3, 11 times 4. So from these 3 simple rules, just 3 simple rules, you've actually learned 60 multiplication tables. And you only have 84 remaining. From 3 rules. And these are the easiest rules. Next one is multiplying anything times the number 2. There are 2 things you can do there. First thing you can do is you can double the number, because 2 times 2 is the same thing as 2 plus 2. 3 times 2 is the same thing as 3 plus 3, etc. Well, if you forget some of your basic addition, there's a backup method. That's the skip counting method. So if you take 9 times 2, or 2 times 9, what you do is you skip count by the number 2 9 times. So you go 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, and then you stop at 18, because that's the 9th term. Very easy, right? Well, guess what? From those 4 rules, just 4 rules, you now know 77 math facts, and you only have 67 remaining. It gets better. So for rule 5, we're going to look at the number 5. And once again, we're going to use skip counting, because 5 is one of the easiest numbers to skip count by. So when you have 7 times 5, that just means you're counting by 5 7 times. So 7 times 5 just means you go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and on the 7th one, you stop at 35. Pretty simple, right? Well, now that you know 1 times 5 all the way to 12 times 5, that means you also know 5 times 1 all the way to 5 times 12. So in total, you now know 92 multiplication facts from just 5 rules, and there's only 52 remaining. So now for our last rule, which is the rule of 9. When you multiply a number times 9, such as 2, you take that first number 2, and you take 1 less than that number 2. So 1 less than 2 is 1. Then you say 1 plus what number equals 9? Well, 1 plus 8 equals 9. So 8 becomes your second number. So the answer is 18. Or when you have 3 times 9, 1 less than 3 is 2. Then you say 2 plus what number equals 9? 7. So 27. So forth and so on. 4 times 9. 1 less than 4 is 3. 3 plus what number is 9? 6. So your answer is 36. And you can do that all the way up to 9 times 9. to get 81. So now that you know the answer to 2 times 9 to 9 times 9, you also know the reverse. You know 9 times 2 to 9 times 8. So after just learning 6 rules, you now know 103 multiplication facts. That only leaves 41 remaining. You know those remaining 41, once we remove the duplicates of multiplying by 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, and 12, we only have 24 facts remaining. And you can learn those remaining 24 in record time, in addition to the 6 rules with daily practice, just 10 to 15 minutes a day, using any computer, any tablet, or phone. So what are you waiting for? Get started now.
Now you were able to see it. Now let's do some examples together. Now watch the examples yourself while the music is going on. Watch it, listen, read it very well. And adults can help you. 2 times 4, that's 2 in 4 places. Count 2 in 4 places. 2 times 6, that's 2 in 6 places. That you can use 2 fingers or 2 bottle covers to do it in 6 places, and you're going to get 12. Now for the third one, we have 3 in 5 places. That's 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. Give you 15. And the last one is 4 in 4 places. And that is 16. Any questions on that? No question. Now let's see the next thing. Now see our class activity. 3 sets of 4 each. That means you count 3 in 4 places. And 6 sets of 3 each. You count 6 in 3 places. Can you see? Now get a sheet of paper and a pencil and write it down. Count it and get the answer. Now we're not just doing the counting. Now we're doing more than the counting. We're learning to multiply. 3 in 4 places. 3 times 4. 6 times 3. Whichever answer you get, try to show it to an adult and see if it's correct. Count the number of bees on the screen. When you count the number of bees on the screen, you're going to get your answer. Count the number of monkeys on the screen. Monkeys are actually beautiful creatures. Count the number of monkeys and get how many monkeys you have there. Now what can we do at the end of the lesson? What have we been able to do? I can solve multiplication of numbers, different numbers, different methods. I can apply addition to make multiplication easier. And finally, I can now attempt multiplication problems easily than before. Can you clap for yourself? Can you clap for yourself for that? Now, what are we doing next? What is the next thing we're doing? We're using multiplication in real life series at home, things that happen at home. What's the next thing we're doing again? We're learning to know that multiplication is the opposite of division. And thirdly, we're learning to solve multiplication word problems. Are you ready for that in the next class? Yes. Thank you. Now, you know me very well. This slide is produced by a mix of favorite, and I'm sure you'll enjoy this song. Practice more, after that, take a lot of water, and try to hand sanitize yourself, wash your hands every time to stay active all day. Remember, we love you so much. See you.